You guys are gonna have to excuse my hair. I'm getting my hair done right after this. So I didn't wash it because they're gonna wash it and that would be silly. So yeah, I tried to make it look reasonable, but if it doesn't, apologies. You guys probably don't care about that though. Right. Hey there, creepy peeps, and welcome to another TV review. You will notice this month's TV review is also not on the second Thursday of the month like I keep saying it's supposed to be, but I had a good reason this time. The reason why this is on the wrong Thursday again, at least for this month, is because the second Thursday of February fell right before Valentine's Day, which is when The Walking Dead came back. So I wanted to include The Walking Dead in that, so I just waited so I could watch that and then talk about it. I won't be talking about American Horror Story because I didn't have time to. I think there's one more episode on my DVR, so I'm thinking what I thought was the last episode is not actually the last episode, which is a good thing if it's not, because I wouldn't have been happy if the last one I saw was the last episode. So, not bad. So if whatever it is on my DVR is the last episode of American Horror Story, I will talk about that next time. But this time, we're gonna talk about the mid-season comeback of The Walking Dead. So hopefully all of you out there watched it before watching this, because the entire video is gonna be a spoiler pretty much. So if you haven't watched it, this is your warning. There's not gonna be a little card, because if I put the card up, it would literally just take you to the very end of the video, because the whole video is gonna be spoilers. I've said it twice. If you haven't seen it yet, don't watch this. Go watch it and then come back and watch this. So yeah, where we left off before the mid-season break, the walls of Alexandria came tumbling down, at least in one little section, and the walkers got through. So all of a sudden, the entire town of Alexandria is literally just like a sardine can full of walkers. And that's pretty much where they left off for the most part. They kind of showed us where everybody was. Of course, when these things happen, everybody's kind of like separated. We had like Rick and a bunch of people like wading out into the walkers, you know how they covered themselves in zombie guts to kind of camouflage themselves. You discovered Morgan was harboring, hiding, taking care of a wolf in his basement, which of course Carol finds out and is not happy about, so we left them off there. So we come back looking to see where everyone is with the Morgan and the wolf situation. Carol and Morgan pretty much kind of like knock themselves out almost. They kind of get into a fight. The wolf takes Denise hostage, and so he's trying to get out with her. Meanwhile, Morgan and Carol and them are stuck and Eugene and everybody are stuck in a house. And we have Rick and Carl and Jesse and Sam and Ron and Michonne. They're all waiting out to the walkers. That's where we left off at the season break, is them walking out. And it never got resolved what the heck Sam was talking about. I talked about how like literally right before the last episode like ended, Sam is like saying mom, mom, but we never really figure out what that was. But they're walking out into the crowd of zombies, and I think probably the most shocking part of the episode to me was when they're walking out into the zombie crowd, and they kind of decided they needed to split up a little bit because they had a plan to get to the quarry and then come back and save everybody, but Jesse's worried about Judith and doesn't, you know, like going back and forth with her is not a good idea, which wasn't a good idea. So they give her to Father Gabriel, who goes back to the church, which I was very apprehensive about the entire time. I was so scared something was gonna happen to that little girl, and I would have been so mad. But yeah, so pretty much right after that happens, Sam kind of has like a little panic attack, I guess. He's holding everybody up. And then all of a sudden a bunch of walkers grab him and start like eating him, like literally just like bite into his head. My mouth like hit the floor when that happened. I thought it was like him imagining things for like 2 seconds. I was like, I feel like he's maybe just freaking out. And then I realized he wasn't freaking out because, you know, his mom starts freaking out because, you know, she's holding his hand and he's being eaten alive, and then the walkers grab her and start eating her. And I was like, okay, this is real, everybody's dying. So I think that was the most shocking death, for sure. Actually, really only, I think like really only the main character death in this episode was Sam and Jesse and Ron. Because Ron, of course, in the middle of a bunch of walkers, pulls a gun on Rick because he's pissed, of course, because it was Rick's idea to go outside and now his mom and his brother are dead. And before he can, well, he fires the gun, but, you know, Michonne runs him through with a sword so it doesn't kill Rick, because he is about to start making a lot of noise and get them all killed. So good job, Michonne. But of course the bullet misses Rick, gets a flipping Carl through the eye. He gets shot in the eye. Oh my God. So of course they panic and run, and with Carl, you know. That was probably the most shocking. I think, like I said, I'm trying to think. I literally just watched the episode before I sat down. I think those were the only main character deaths. I heard there was gonna be a super high body count, but it turns out it was a super high walker body count. No other main characters died in this episode. No, it was just them. Sucks. And the wolf died. Yeah. That little storyline was I don't know. I think those wolves are a little bit crazy. But we need to talk about Daryl and his bazooka. Oh my God, my man, Daryl. I gotta say, I was so pleased with the opening of the episode, and Daryl in a standoff pretty much with the wolves, and they're like taking their guns, and one of them leads Daryl around to the back of the tanker they found. We're gonna have to wait. The back of the tanker they found to check for other guns and stuff. And then all of a sudden, they all just blow up, and then cut to Daryl holding a bazooka. He really knows how to make a girl's heart flutter, seriously. And Daryl is pretty much a hero with that bazooka the entire episode. Loved it. Daryl is the hero of the episode, but man, he needs to hold on to that bazooka. He needs to hold on to it. And then pretty much the whole group pulls together, and literally just like, because Rick, in his grief over Carl, if he's, you know, he's worried about if he's gonna be all right, so he goes outside to just start hacking up walkers, and then of course everybody follows him out because like, we can't leave him out there. And then other people in different areas like see, oh, they're out there fighting, like get out there and fight. And then there's this like amazing montage of everybody just like slicing and dicing and being a badass, and it's really cool. Like, I got goosebumps. If you guys saw the episode, you know what I'm talking about, that montage towards the end. I got goosebumps. This was a really good episode of The Walking Dead, like a really good one. I feel like their bookend episodes are always amazing. Like, you know, like the season openers, the season enders, like any mid-season, like towards the mid-season break, like any other like kind of like bookend episodes are always just like so well done. And this one was no exception. Whenever stuff like this happens, you never know who's gonna die, if anyone's gonna die, and so I was like apprehensive the entire time because there was almost a close call with Glenn again. Thankfully, my two favorite characters are still fully intact. We got Daryl and we got Glenn. I'm okay. if you watched the mid-season comeback of The Walking Dead, which I hope you did. I really hope you did not just sit here and watch this and have me spoil everything for you. So if you watched it, let me know in the comment section down below what you thought of the episode and what you think is gonna happen in the last half of this season. And yeah, if you did enjoy the video, please give it a thumbs up. Feel free to subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more of my face and hear more of my voice. And thank you if you are subscribed already. And until next time, stay strange. Bye.